listening to Pop Culture Addicts.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to Pop Culture Addicts. This is the show that's made by nerds for you nerds. Now, our guest today is an actor, voice actor, Twitch streamer, tabletop gamer, and there's some authorship in there as well. Now, you've enjoyed her works on shows like The Guild, Con Man, my personal favorite, Supernatural, Mystery Science Theater 3000, The Mighty Nine, and there's so much more. Recently, she released a book called The Lost Daughter of Sparta, in which she also acts and narrates the book as well.
So in our chat, we're going to discuss her origin story, her latest book, The Lost Daughter of Sparta, the relaunch of The Guild, and, it's us. We're going to go off on weird tangents. It's just what we do.
It's kind of what we do. Now, if you're new here, please be sure to click that like and follow button. I'd hate for you to miss out on any future guests. And we are beyond thrilled to welcome Felicia Day to Pop Culture Addicts. Welcome to the show, Felicia.
Hello, you guys. Thank you for having me on.
Yay!
Thank you for being crazy enough to say yes.
I have something to talk about. I usually am like, I just want to be in my room alone, but I'm excited. This year has a lot for me going on, and I'm excited to get word out on it. So you perfectly timed your ask. So thank you.
Hey.
Woohoo! Timing is everything. We'll take it.
Look at that. We didn't mess this one up.
Give me time. We still have time. All right. I still have time. All right. So, Felicia, the very first question we love to ask anybody who comes on the show is about their origin, how they got to where they're at. Now, I do this for a couple of reasons. Number one, I like to know what makes people tick, why they do what they do, what's the heart motivation behind it. And then number two, we're just a bunch of giant nerds, and we love a good origin story for our heroes. Now, you being the hero of today's origin story, I got to ask, Felicia Day, what made you say, I want to work in entertainment?
Wow. I think it's because my aunt was an actor, and she, when I was like 7 years old, got me to audition for the local community theater To Kill a Mockingbird. So I played Scout, and I won an award at 7 years old. And I think that just made me familiar with entertainment, being a part of an ensemble. After that, I did a lot of local theater, wherever I lived. My parents moved around a lot, and I was homeschooled. So really the only way I got out of the house and had any fun was through theater. And I think that's what drove me to entertainment, not knowing that the business of entertainment was actually horrible and it would cause me my dreams to melt many times over the years. But at the end of the day, I'm still here. Most of the time I make my own stuff outside the mainstream. And when that gets cool enough that people notice, mainstream people hire me, and, rinse, repeat. So yeah, I'm an outsider who loves to make things. And when I get to do that, wherever I am, I make it. That's my passion.
Okay. That's a great answer. I love that there's I love that there's not only family connection, but there was like, oh, and I won an award. So yeah, there was awards. So I kept going.
It's true. I don't know if I necessarily was an am like one of those people who always wants to be on and seen. Like I'm kind of the opposite of that. I just like to be part of something where we're making stuff, and I generally like to be in charge. But I wasn't like the star of all the plays. I was, certainly like one of the roster. But I just, especially theater has like the purity of like, we're not here to make money. We're just making something together. And I think that really helped me when the internet started. Like, hey, look, we have this new place to make stuff together. Let's just do something in our houses. And, it turned into something much bigger, but it just happened to be the right time to do that.
All right,
and then you can even look at that with Dr. Horrible, there's a writer's strike and we need something else to do. And hey, well, what if we just do this? And
yep, exactly. Because I was making shows in my house. Joss was like, hey, let's make a show. These jerks who own our creativity treat us like crap. And by the way, it's not different now. So it's actually a lot worse now, to be honest with you. So I'm hoping lots of Dr. Horrible-like projects will be coming out the next couple of years, because a lot of creators are really frustrated. And the great thing is that, as people who've been on the internet like you and me, and we kind of have a leg up on like, oh yeah, we get this. It's nice to be in charge of what we do.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, there has been so much more of the creators taking control as well with the, sure, we're not the hired help. We're not just voice actors in a box. I mean, looking at Critical Role, especially with this went from their living room to Amazon. And it's we can still do this.
Yeah.
And besides that, with Dr. Horrible, kudos for getting me to watch a musical. So you did good.
Do you not like musicals, Tim?
I am not a big musical fan. I have like a list of like 4 or 5 that are.
Okay, what are your 5? What are your 5?
Well, Dr. Horrible's in there.
Okay, good,
Hamilton.
Good taste.
I really like Hamilton. Phantom of the Opera.
Am I putting you on the spot? Okay, Phantom of the Opera, great.
I actually we do a top 5 thing, and I actually did a top 5 about this. I'm trying to think of what the other ones were.
Okay, I love Into the Woods is like my favorite. I played the evil stepsister once, and I was an understudy for Cinderella, and like I would dream to be Cinderella. That would be like my dream, like musical theater thing. It's definitely one of my top.
What's the one that was on? It was a comedy on Apple TV. Schmigadoon.
Oh, Schmigadoon was really good. I think that was so underappreciated.
I freaking loved that show.
It was great. It had like a tongue-in-cheek humor, but it actually was like the people who made it obviously love musicals, like the old-fashioned ones, like the creepy ones, like Seven Brides is Seven Brothers, which is so creepy, but like so weird. I kind of love that movie. So
yeah. No, it was funny. My husband and I watched Schmigadoon together, and we got to the corn pudding.
I just got a sushi delivery. Thank you. Ooh. My lunch is here.
Excellent. I'm trying to think of what the 5th one was. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It's okay. I wasn't a quiz. I just love music. I mean, I love musicals. That's where I came from. I was like the chorus girl like 3 times in Sweet Charity. Under 18 playing like, I guess I was a prostitute, but I'm just a can girl in the back. I didn't know it at the time what I was doing. I was like, oh yeah, I'll put fishnet on. I'm like, appropriate much? No.
Probably not. No.
Not now. Not appropriate. Nobody under 18 should be a chorus girl for.
I was a spoon in my high school's production of Beauty and the Beast. So.
That's pretty good. That's a good role.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh goodness. So before we get into talking about your book, which I mean is obviously the reason you're here, I have wanted to ask you this question for so long, and I mean there's a few different questions that I'd be like, oh wait, but I want to ask her that, but no, I want to.
I'm here.
If you could rewrite Charlie's story, what would you change?
I mean, I would definitely not die because I love being on the show. Spoiler alert. I would definitely not die. I mean, I love the show. I love being on the show. I was running my company, Geek and Sundry, at the time, and I didn't realize how dysfunctional my work ethic was. I just drove myself into the ground. It was burnout time. And like some of it was just unreasonable, like expectations and, just having to make too much content at once. But some of it was just me not having any work-life balance. And the only balance in my life for years was being on the set of Supernatural, just like, oh, you're an artist. Let's just take care of that one thing. And it was like coming home every time. And so when they brought me back later, spoiler alert, I cried because I was like, oh, I get to come home to my home. So
and then they left I would,
listen, I get told a lot by showrunners and writers and producers, like, you're just really likable. So it's very appealing to kill you off because people will care. And I'm like, that's kind of a compliment.
But actually, I mean, I get what they mean.
Yeah. No, I do too. So that's why I always am doing my own stuff because I don't trust anybody.
You're not going to kill yourself.
Not kill me off. I'm not going to kill myself off. I mean, part of the Guild, I'm doing a reunion movie for the Guild. We're kickstarting this summer. And one of the reasons why I had this idea was like a year and a half ago or something, some very nice Hollywood person called and was like, hey, we just want to explore, like, are the rights for this? And I was like, wait, after hundreds of millions of views and all the success, someone from Hollywood wants to explore this? And I was like, okay. And the first thing out of their mouth was like, oh, we want to figure out how to kind of reboot it with like, what would a new Guild be doing? And what's relevant today?
Nope.
And I'm like, oh, wait, you're recasting me on my own show?
Nope.
And no. And I got mad. I was like, oh, the only future for this in Hollywood eyes would be like younger people just doing their thing. And I was like, I don't want to write that. this is my show. I'll take it to the grave. It'll be like Golden Guild, at the end.
Golden Guild.
Oh my gosh, the Guild in a nursing home. I would watch that.
I did actually have like a joke in one of our
Oh my
comic
God.
compilations, like a 3-page thing of like this. It was a joke, totally a joke.
That'd be
Not kidding.
fantastic.
I would
It
still
was
I'd
funny.
watch.
watch
I'd
Maybe
watch.
it'll be there. If we get our first movie kickstarted, hopefully we can finance a second, and this is all just pie in the sky. So
Oh goodness.
anyway,
I would love that.
Love it. I'm sitting here and all I can think about is like a bunch of producers and such sitting around going, we need somebody we can kill off. Who's good? You know what? We need to call Felicia Day. Let's call her. She's good to kill off.
She just has that
I will
lovable face. and then
thank
murder
you.
her.
So killable. Well, I will say that most of the roles that I was cast in were meant to be one episode. Eureka and Supernatural were not meant to recur at all. And Supernatural doesn't have a ton of recurring characters, like outside of the bigger lore.
Right.
So the fact that they brought me back was such a compliment. And the same thing with Eureka. I was in a lot of episodes there. In fact, I was supposed to be in every episode of the season 5 that got picked up and then canceled the day after. So it's all good, man. Again, you just have to. The thing I've learned in life is just roll with what you get and just keep doing your own thing that you can control, because that's all you can control, your thing.
Perfect.
Eureka
Okay,
was
now
adding it back to my rewatch list.
Yeah,
There
it's
you
good.
go.
Oh, Eureka is such a good show. I think it's super underrated. It's very
It is.
smart. And when I hear people, especially it's like a family show, I love it when like father daughters or mother son, they come up and they're like, "Oh, we watched the show growing up together." I'm like, that's very cool, because it's a great
I think it
show.
was one that my dad watched with me, and we watched Warehouse
Yes.
13 together.
Oh, that's so fun too.
And then the crossovers with that was
I know. I was supposed to do a crossover and then they didn't work it out, but I was like, oh,
they couldn't
damn
find a
it.
way to kill you on Warehouse 13.
It was like a timing thing. Yeah, no. I would have loved to. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't want to go over there. They might kill me.
But
So
I
they
mean,
might
at least
follow
it would
me
have
in the
been like a
warehouse.
cool artifact that killed you.
No. In fact, in Eureka, spoiler alert, I'm immortal. So actually, of all the cast, I
That's
would be the only one
true.
alive. Yeah, if they fast forwarded like 100 years.
There you go.
You would just be the new Lena. You just take over the bed and breakfast.
I'll do it. Whatever gets me a job, I'll do it.
I'm writing it all in my head now.
Great.
All right, so Felicia, you've written several books, and a couple of them have been awesome at encouraging folks to tap into their own weird. Now, your new book is called The Lost Daughter of Sparta, which I have enjoyed very much listening to on Audible.
You. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I used to be a big reader when I was younger, and these days it's easier for me with my job and work life and everything else. I have turned into an Audible boy.
That's okay, man. I wrote a whole TV series for Audible, Third Eye, and then I realized afterwards, I'm like, oh no, people who can't, a hard of hearing can't listen to this, so I have to do something else with that one day. But yeah, it's we're all too busy, and the fact that I actually made an audio book version of a graphic novel is kind of funny, because it's like, who does that? But it was a really fun exercise, and I think it turned out well, because I just basically told the story all by myself in all different voices, and it was fun. So I'm glad you had that experience.
You did, and you did a fantastic job at it, and I very much enjoyed that. And I'm not just saying that because you're on the show. I've actually recommended the book out to a couple different people because of the narration and the acting in the book is so on point. So, but what I was hoping you would do for those who have not had an opportunity to either read it and or listen to it, tell the audience about the Lost Daughter of Sparta, hopefully the inspiration about it and what they can look forward to with it.
Yeah, I think with the Odyssey coming out this summer, I'm hoping that a lot of people discover it. It came to be after I had insomnia after having my baby. And the only thing that would calm me down enough to be able to go to sleep at night was to read Greek myths. And then that turned into ancient Greek writing. And then it turned into even more obscure stuff, because I'd just go rabbit hole about the characters, the places. And I would read history, but I would also read, writing for the time and philosophy. And so it was the only thing to calm me down. And one day I stumbled across this one fragment of text about this character who is the youngest sister of Helen of Troy, who was the whole impetus for the Trojan War and the Iliad and the Odyssey, in fact. And so this one character, Philonoe, was mentioned in conjunction with Artemis, and there was no other mention of her in history. It's all been lost. There is probably much more that existed at the time, but right now we have no idea, no more context. So what's wonderful about that is that I was so intrigued, and I was so mad that this girl didn't have a story. And I've been reading so many other Greek myths with all these it's a very patriarchal society. And especially when you think about how Ariadne was treated in, Theseus's myth, and how Medea was treated in Jason's myth. And it's just like, oh, girls got the shaft back then. So I'm like, let me write a story that can be accessible to all ages. Probably I would say 12 and up, but my 9-year-old enjoyed it anyway. Just like Hercules' journey, or Heracles' journey, that could inspire women and make them a place and a hero's journey that would kind of travel this world that I love so much, but in a way that kind of translates something I believe in, which is that everybody deserves to be loved the way they are. And so that is how it came to be. And I'm really proud of it.
You should be. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Thank you.
I do love that it is presenting the hero's journey from a female perspective, especially because, as you mentioned, being a patriarchal society, not only back then, but also now,
Yes.
it's very good to have those stories. Our young ones, both boys and girls, need to have stories like this where they can see that, I don't have to be just this thing. I can exist in these other realms and do these other things, and outside of what the world has stationed around me for walls and structure and things. So from that perspective, I thought it was an amazing story, very well written as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, I think I was, you could preach at somebody, you could teach them, but also for me, I just wanted to reach people. Like, this is not a lesson. I'm not trying to teach people a lesson about.
Right.
But I am trying to share an experience of what would have happened. If you think about any princess story, and this is one of the reasons why this tale is so, the way that I wrote it, is that if you go back and read any of these princess stories, it's all about a woman, a girl being given to a man as either a prize or an allyship or something. They're an object, and they don't really have agency in what goes on in their lives. And so, why are we teaching that to our children, either male or female? It automatically, and this is kind of how I think we all unconsciously adopt these paths in life, especially around gender, that they are arbitrary. They're taught to us, right? Like, if we were taught something different at birth, we'd just be like, oh, that's it. Everything, especially around gender, is a lot of societal rules that I don't know if they serve everybody really well. Aristotle famously said that women are just deformed men. And Joseph Campbell himself actually said that women don't have a journey.
Wow.
They're meant to be prizes. So the misogynist stuff that you can dig up on ancient Greek writing.
It's bad.
Crap. Oh, it's like red pill on Reddit. I mean, it's bad. And I'm actually with the Odyssey being, coming to fruition and to attention, a lot of people are trying to justify their attitudes toward women with these ancient Greek sort of reference. And I'm like, no, that's not happening.
No. Oh my gosh. I love that you got so much story out of one line. She's mentioned this one little spot. It's like,
yeah, I don't know why. I just had something to say, and it just sort of sparked in me that this could be a story. And again, how do you as a creator come up with a story that you want to spend 6 years? I mean, I've spent 6 years on this story. You just have to care. Okay. You have to care a lot, and you have to plow through all the hard parts of the creative process, all the hard parts of the logistic process. A lot of people ask me, how do you make something? I'm like, you got to care. You got to care enough to make it, no matter what other people judge it as, no matter what people allow you or enable you or support you doing. It has to come from you. And that's how good art is made. And I don't know, for some reason, this was important to me to make. And I'm really, really glad that people seem to be affected by it like I am.
That's
awesome.
So with the book out, and you had mentioned a little bit that this is a busy year, it's a busy summer. What is your con and your signing schedule looking like? How crazy are the next few months for you?
I mean, I will say that we're launching the Kickstarter this summer, and every day is full of meetings for me. It's not not a small Kickstarter because we're making a movie, which is not super cheap. And I have all faith that we're going to make this movie. But like all the logistics around making a Kickstarter, just the boring stuff like contracts and accounting and ugh. And I just want to, it's the stuff you got to get through to make it right. But I just want to write and like work out so I look good. That'll be later.
Right.
So I would say that I am definitely going to be at Denver Comic-Con at the end of May. And then I am like in full Kickstarter mode. I will be at San Diego Comic-Con. And we might be doing something around the Kickstarter there and Gen Con. So those 2 cons are for the rest of my summer. And then for the fall, you can always go to my website, felicia.day, and I update. We're trying to make the movie in the fall. So I'm going to New Zealand in October. But other than that, I think my schedule's very light because I know I'm going to be making the movie. Our 20th anniversary for the Guild is next year. So hopefully me and the Guild or some of the Guildies will be out on the road doing all sorts of fun stuff together because I just want to celebrate this. 20 years? It's crazy a number of years. That's upsetting.
See, it's hard as I'm like, and my brain still does 20 years. And then no, that was 2006.
Yep. Or 2007. 2007. Yep.
Yeah, but that like
it's our actual 20th anniversary. Yeah.
Just having that moment of 20 years ago was so long ago. Wait.
Yep.
No.
And now my lower back hurts. Thank you. So.
Mine does too. I'm literally sitting on a heating pad. I'm sitting on my bed. I was trying to work out. I'm like, well, listen, I can do Zoom meetings on my treadmill walking with a heavy vest on. And I think one of my discs popped out.
Oh no.
Because I can feel it. I'm like, ooh, that shouldn't hurt. So I'm like, okay, let's just ice it and warm it and take some Advil and hopefully it just goes back in and don't wear the heavy vest again. Thank you.
Oh, I love my weighted vest at the same time though.
I love it. It's just I messed my back up. So I'm gonna, you know what I do? I figured out how to loosen the strap and make it into a waistband. So I don't have to spend more money, and hopefully I'll get on that treadmill.
All right. All right. So in the intro, Felicia, I mentioned that my favorite thing that you have done, and out of all the things that you have done, is your role as Karen on Con Man.
I know that was a surprise.
You absolutely killed me. And every time you would pop up wearing the exact same thing Alan Tudyk was wearing with the exact same look. If his shirt was out on one side, yours was out on the same side.
So funny.
Absolutely destroyed me. You and Leslie Jordan we stole scenes. You guys ate up scenes. Like
so funny.
I will admit I couldn't even get past the initial meeting your character without having to stop the show because I was laughing so hard I was crying and couldn't understand what was happening.
I mean, that's what Alan raised a lot of money for his Con Man, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. He's actually an inspiration for me for, you could do the movie, you could do this because he essentially made a movie with that. And when he gave me that role, it just made me laugh so much for season 1 and season 2. It was just, he's a brilliant guy and he has this like very specific sense of humor. He actually did a voice in Third Eye, which is like my Audible original that I did. It's about a loser Harry Potter who grows up and has to deal with all her vampire and fairy roommate. It's really funny. Go check it out if you haven't heard it. And he does this really funny, he plays a vampire, but like a douchey vampire. And he did so much improv. He was the only person who I hired who did all this improv. I'm like, I'm keeping all this improv because you're so funny. He just adds so much as an actor and everything he does. And he's so funny and brilliant. And so he was the auteur on Con Man and he wrote it and he directed it and starred in it. And it was just so great. So I think that kind of spirit really, you could tell that people are having fun shooting something.
Yeah.
And that really translated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was my discovery from Con Man was from a friend who was shocked that I had not watched it because of my adoration for both Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion and you.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, all 3 of them are on this. You know that, right? And I was like, no. And then I went and found it.
It's undiscovered and just so great.
I preach the gospel of Con Man whenever I can, to whoever I can. Because
I watched it all with my mom, and my mom just dying laughing through most of it was spectacular.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's the screaming lady boy kills me too. Yeah, that so much is so good in that. I wish there was a third season. I wish there was more, but it
I
is.
know. I wish he would just, I think Resident Alien finished. He should revive
Yeah,
Conman because he could still be just as irascible, even more so.
I think so.
Because now you
All
can
right.
add the alien into it too.
You could. Yep.
There's so many things you can do with it. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. All right, and real quick for our listeners, if you're enjoying this conversation, be sure to click that like and follow button. It's right down there. Just do the thing. So now our
Tim's usually the one that whacks his mic, so
well, I'd have to punch forward for that. So our other co-host, Ben, was not able to be here today, but he does have a quick question for you. And this has to do with the relaunch of the Guild, because this is what inspired it, because his question. Now you're coming back and you're doing this thing that has brought you so much joy and you have such a love and an affinity for. What's another project that you wish you would have put more effort into, and what would you have put less into?
Wow, that's put more effort. I mean, I'm the kind of person who is 120% with whatever I do. So it's really hard to say. There was a show, the first season of Geek and Sundry, and mind you, we had to launch with 30 hours of content done. That was part of the deal that we made with YouTube, and God bless them, but that was impossible, especially with the tight runway we had to do with closing contracts and shooting and getting everything done. So like there was one show called Sword and Laser, which is still an incredible podcast. They are and they're a science fiction book club, essentially a fantasy book club. And it's so good. And we did a video version of that. And I was not able to be there for edits. I literally had a nervous breakdown and walked off a plane because I was supposed to fly there. Boy. I was so strung out that they delayed the plane and I just literally walked out of the airport. So, I mean, not to say that my presence would have but I just wish I had the bandwidth to put more into formatting that show and building it up. We should never have pulled the plug on it after year one, but quite frankly, we were kind of forced to because of the numbers, but I think it could have grown into something very cool. And with those hosts, with the format, with everything, it needed more time to grow. And, sadly, business gets in the way. If a hamster video gets a million views, then it's like, well, 50,000 isn't really, that much to invest in, even though something can build to something huge if you long-term really stand by it. Some things are instant, but then they just disappear. But I always wanted to do like evergreen content. And sometimes that thing has to build a lot. And I allowed myself to be talked out of funding it a second year. And it'll always be my biggest regret.
Okay.
Something I put less into, I mean, honestly, same thing around my company. Like, toward the end, I started just being behind the scenes, building other things for other people, which is great. It's great. But, I forgot that I was an artist and an actor and a performer because I just took on the burden of just producing and being behind the scenes. And I had a hard time going through a lot of personal issues too. So I kind of disappeared as a face. And I couldn't have done anything else different at the time. But I kind of wish I had kept my feet on the ground and really focused on what my long-term goal was in the success of something, because when success happens, everybody wants a piece of you. They want to use you for their own gain, for financial reasons, all that stuff. And unless you really have yourself planted in what your long-term is for yourself, you can really get pulled off course. And I think, stuff happens. And now I know what to do with my life and what I want and I'm able to say yes and no in a much more educated way for my own needs, mental and physical health. And
Love
so, I think prioritizing yourself is not selfish. It's
no.
The same thing with being a mom. Like, you have to take care of yourself in order to be a good mom. And it really feels like you can't do that. And are encouraged. Same thing for dads, being a parent is really taxing, especially with young children. And
yes,
you have to know that taking care of yourself makes you a better person and puts you in a better place to parent better.
Absolutely. You can't give if you don't have.
Exactly.
That is a beautiful segue into what I actually wanted to talk about too, was as a fellow mom, wanted to ask you, mom to nerd mom, how do you keep your daughter away from your toys? The
She
number
just
of
takes
times.
them.
Oh
She
my
takes
gosh.
them. I don't know what to tell you,
I
man.
saw your video with the Mario unboxing and then the comment that she had taken all of them. But the number of times that I've got something and my daughter's like, hey, well, you're not playing with it. Can I? I'm like, no.
I think it's the best gift in the world. Because what if I raise this kid who's like, I got to go to soccer practice and I hate your nerd stuff? Wouldn't that be horrible?
That would be terrible.
Wouldn't it? Isn't it wonderful? Like you said, you have a kid who's a little bit younger, like than mine, but like just the fact we could take a board game and play it together and share our love of things together, and I can introduce her to something that I know she'll like because I love it.
Mhm.
I didn't want to make her into a mini me, but the fact that, and she definitely is not, but the fact that our interests overlapped and she's a geeky woman who's going to be so super strong and into the things that I love, and we're going to be able to play games together for life is just such a gift.
It is
So
really fun.
it annoys me that not all my statues up here are up here because she took a couple for her room. But, I'll get more statues. They're deductible.
They're deductible. I love it.
I agree. I mean, like I was thinking about it with the number of things that my daughter and I have in common, things that she likes. And she and my husband play Hero Kids together, which is a kid's version of D&D.
Yes, we played that for a
oh
couple
my
of years.
gosh, she loves it. She actually, I bought the My Little Pony role-playing game so that we can play it together. She wants me to GM for her.
Amazing. Oh, that's so cute. It's so cute. I love it.
So
And
fun.
it's so better than like just, you're off your screens, you're creating together. Like I mean, honestly, it's the biggest gift in the world.
Mm-hmm. And the other day, and I haven't actually had a chance to tell Tim this yet. And Tim this might be finally the thing that knocks you out of your chair. She drew a picture of Darth Vader, put googly eyes on him, called him Derp Vader, and started walking around the house going derp, 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 derp.
Oh,
I love this child so much.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of her.
Oh my gosh. I absolutely split when she showed me this picture. She's like, Mom, it's Derp Vader.
Oh, it's so good.
I will need to see this picture.
I will. Yes, I will see if I can.
You got to send it to Tim.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, and as soon as I tell her that Uncle Tim loves it, she'll be like, I should send him one. So she probably will. You'll probably get the Darth Vader picture in the mail.
Oh, so good. Yes. Yeah, they're so smart. I don't know. I mean, when they surprise you with their, like, my daughter will come up with ideas. I'm like, hey, that's like a good adult idea. That's a good idea, no matter how old you are. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Kathleen and her daughter, this is a good time to ask you our silly question. So it's not all that silly, but we decided that, this is a nice, fun question to end our interviews with.
Okay.
And it came about because Kathleen was out and about with her daughter, and somebody asked her daughter this question, but not Kathleen. And Kathleen thought that was kind of rude and that you should never age out of this question.
Okay.
And that question is, Felicia Day, what's your favorite dinosaur?
I used to have an answer for this. I know it. Okay. This is because I'm a know-it-all and a jerk. I used to read a lot of dinosaur books to my daughter.
Okay.
And in a couple of the books, particularly a Berenstain Bears book, a Dimetrodon was listed as a dinosaur. And then I look it up. And in fact, Dimetrodons are not dinosaurs. They are a proto-mammal. In fact, they have no relation to dinosaurs. And yet, in ignorant children's books, they are listed as a dinosaur. So it's almost like my, I'm sorry, but moment.
Actually,
that just makes me so happy to be able to correct someone. And also it's cool. So that's my favorite dinosaur who's not a dinosaur.
Fantastic answer, and that is an original. Nobody has answered that before.
Yes.
For both reasons. So
I mean, it's really interesting because the other fact I really love about dinosaurs is that a T-Rex is closer to us in timeline than a Stegosaurus.
Mhm.
They were not contemporaries, and everybody just thinks they're chilling together, and no, they would no.
yeah,
Millions
they
of
were not
times.
hanging by the pond with each other.
They were not.
They
would
weren't
have been.
chasing the tree stars.
Nope, they would be in a tar puddle of Stegosaurus.
You're welcome, Tim.
Why do you have to bring up tree stars? Why?
What?
Because the number of times you've hurt me with it, it's my turn to get you.
Rude.
You get the dead parent trauma today, not me.
Oh no.
Don't you dare land before time me.
My kid has never even seen Bambi. I'm like, nope, the
Oh,
trauma's
no,
too real
no.
for me. For me. We're not
No,
seeing
Land
a
Before
forest
Time is
fire.
worse.
Oh,
Oh,
Land Before
God.
Time is worse.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, my
so
husband
much
and I
worse.
have a list of movies that it's our daughter is not watching this, and
Okay.
Bambi is on it, Land Before Time is on it, E.T. is on it, but that's just because it freaked us both out.
Mhm.
There's a few others.
Snow White. I let my kids see Snow White only this year because I was like, well, listen, you don't just and then I was like, here's a teaching lesson. You just wake up and marry a man you just met. No.
When you're
also,
14.
people should not be kissing you when you're sleeping. Okay, you can't give body permission when you're sleeping. So, like, not okay.
Yep. It's
That's
a
the best
consent lesson,
explanation.
Andy. She was 14.
Oh, that's the best explanation of Snow White I've ever heard.
I love that.
It's a gross story. Okay,
It is right
It
up
really
there
is.
in Frozen when Anna asks Elsa for permission. You can't just marry a man you just met.
I know. That's what I love. It's one of my favorite lines. That's why I love Frozen so much.
Oh my word. I love that. I'm gonna now I want to go through with all of like the Disney movies and be like, all right, where is the
Little
lesson?
Mermaid is trash.
It is.
Cinderella,
wrong.
trash. Moana, amazing.
Beauty and the
Frozen,
Beast is just is just showing Stockholm syndrome.
It is a little bit also gifting a woman, like let me put all my needs aside for my parental fare, for my father. Would they have, yeah, let's just think about that. I'm always, and like let's just call it out a little bit. That's
I
all
am now
do.
realizing all of the things that like I'm currently taking a psychology class and I'm doing this could be fun, just going through and destroying all of these Disney movies.
No.
You know what? Go ahead.
You'll end up
Go ahead, do it. Like just sledgehammer.
Here's
You'll
the
end up
Disney
with, like,
movie.
3
Here's
movies.
here's the diagnosis. Ooh, that'd be
Yeah, you're gonna end up with like 3 movies you're gonna watch from Disney.
Right.
That's okay. Now my daughter is just obsessed with manga and anime. So like she's obsessed with Delicious Dungeon. So okay. It says TV 14, but it seems okay.
There you go.
Oh boy.
Oh goodness. Oh, well, Felicia, we have absolutely loved having you on the show, and I wish that we could talk so much longer, but time is what it is, unfortunately. So where
I got my sushi.
Yes, and we can't have your sushi going bad.
Listen, it's okay. I'll eat it anyway. I'm hungry.
Nobody wants bad sushi, but
Solid
where
plans.
can our viewers and our listeners go to find out what you're doing, and when? I mean, I know you probably can't tell us exactly, but when should we be looking for the Kickstarter?
You should be looking for the Kickstarter later this summer. Go to watchtheguild.com. If you sign up there, you will get a free piece of loot, exclusive loot, if you later donate at a physical tier, just to be, because you're my favorite. You signed up early, so I appreciate that. Watchtheguild.com for that. Anywhere else, you can find me at Felicia Day, except TikTok. It's Felicia.day. Don't talk to me about it. It's very sensitive to me. Sucks. And you could go to Felicia.day, my website, which is cool because there's a .day extension, or FeliciaDay.com. It goes to the same place to see any of my con. But the biggest thing is, please, if you want to see more of my my projects and stuff, watchtheguild.com. Help us make this movie because it's going to be very fun. We'll have fun cameos again. A lot of nerd shenanigans. Everybody's really funny. We had a reading of the script. It's very, very funny. So I hope people support and let us make it.
I got the thank you for signing up.
Yay! Oh, yay! You
And it's over here with me and pulling it up now.
You're my favorite.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna keep that little blurb, and just
That-
every once in a while when I'm
that's
having a
gonna
crappy
be-
day, I'll just push play and be like,
Kathleen, you're my favorite.
That's going to be your text message blurb every time she gets a text now. Kathleen, you're my favorite. Kathleen, you're my favorite. So,
Well, thank you so much for having me on. you
yeah,
guys. Thank you.
absolutely. And we're going to put some links down in the show notes down below to make sure that people have those links and that make it an easy click for them. And as a reminder, guys, we want to first off thank Felicia Day for being on the show today. We want to thank you for watching and or listening to this here nerd show. Be sure to follow Felicia Day on all of her socials. And please, if you enjoyed what you heard, click that like and follow button. Now, if you're a pop culture addict, just like us nerds, please consider leaving a review on your favorite podcast platform or just leaving a comment for us here on YouTube. That helps tremendously. So, kids and cadets, until next time, may the force be with you as you continue to live long and prosper. Goodbye.
Peace out,
And-
bitches.
Reference to any specific product or entity mentioned on this podcast does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by Pop Culture Addicts. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. If you have questions about this disclaimer, please contact us via email at info@pcapod.com.